Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, brothers and sisters. This morning I continue with talking on the subject of religion and belief, because I continue to do so because I think it's a very important topic to talk to, because I know I will get the benefit from it, and you who listen to this talk on religion and belief will get the good benefit as well. It's good because we are preparing for the future life. Very important event in the future is the day of judgment, where we'll be questioned of what we believe in. So, talking on what we believe in is very important, and to get it right is very important. The day of judgment will be like a test. If you pass the test, then you will attain paradise. If you fail the test, then you will suffer in hell forever. So, what is the guidance that we should follow? The guidance is the book, the holy book sent to the prophets Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and believe in the revelation sent to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and what was sent before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this morning I'll be reading to you and to myself as well the Quran and also Injil or the Gospel of Barnabas. So let me recast back our memory what I have said yesterday or before yesterday on reading the Quran. Yes, on reading the Quran is about spending out your money, giving it to the poor. Your money and your belonging, like whatever money or if you have plantation, rice plantation for example, you distribute rice to the poor. So what you give, either you give it known to the people, or you give it in hidden way that nobody knows except you and the receiver. Both are good. Both will give you benefit of good deed, but when you give to the poor, when nobody knows except yourself and the receiver, you have the additional of Allah would forgive a portion of your past sin. So sure, giving out your wealth, not displaying it, is even better than giving it out where people know, or you kind of publish that you're giving your wealth to others. So hiding it out is better for you, but if you give it out, others knows also good. So it's your choice. Both are good, and the other one is better in that your past portion of your past sin will be forgiven. Okay, that the recap on reading the Quran, and now the recap on reading Gospel of Barnabas. People in Jerusalem knew already that Jesus could perform miracle of raising people who had died to live again. And there was a story of a mother having a son, the only son, and the son died. And when they heard the news that Jesus would come to Jerusalem, then they were waiting for Jesus to revive the only son that the woman had. Jesus was in a state of pressure because he knew that miracles that he performed could make people to think a wrong thing or got wrong conception of religion. He was worried about people thinking that he was God. When thinking on this, he was upset because only Allah, only God can revive the people who had died. But what if Allah had not revived? Then he or Jesus could have been helpless or unable to perform the miracle of reviving the dead people. But then the angel came and spoke to him to go ahead with the request of the woman for Jesus to revive his only son. So when he came to the place and the dead boy, Jesus said, "In the name of God." So very similar kalimah or word said in Islam, "In the name of God." Jesus said, "In the name of God, raise up." Then the dead boy rose up, revived. And that is the miracle of Jesus raising the dead people to life. I think that's the recap of reading the Quran and Gospel of Barnabas. Now let's come to the next stage of me reading the Quran. Okay, I think I come to page 40. Let's see. Okay. So now we come to page 47. It starts with sentence 275, end up with sentence 281. So to get the barakah of this morning, I'll read the first sentence in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. الذين يأكلون الربا ولا يقومون إلا كما يقوم الذي يتخبط الشيطان من المس ذلك بأنهم قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربا وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا ومن جاءه موعظة من ربه وانتهى فله ما سلف وأمره إلى الله ومن عاد فأولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. Sadaqallahul Azim. So, brothers and sisters, let's just read the meaning of the sentences on this page 47. The people who take interest would not be able to stand other than standing like the people who is being possessed by Satan because of madness. Then because of that, they say interest is taking interest is the same as selling and buying, whilst Allah allow selling and buying but forbid taking interest. Whoever receive the warning from the God, from their God, then he stopped. Then whatever he had gained before become his belonging, and his effort is leave it to Allah. And whoever still repeat what he had doing, then still repeat what he's doing after he had been warned, then he is the person who will stay in hell forever. Allah would destroy the practice of usury and promote zakat or giving or spending out provision. Allah does not like people who remain as unbelievers and overwhelmed with sin. Honestly, people who believe are doing good, perform salat or prayer, perform doing zakat, then they will get good deed from the Lord, and they no need to feel worried or feeling sad. So this sentence we see many times: no need to feel worried or fear, and no need to feel sad. Oh, you put your trust to Allah and leave out practice of usury. If you really believe, if you are unable to stop your practice, then declare war with Allah and His Messenger. But then, if you repent, then you have the right on your wealth, and you will not be cruel to others, and you will be not subjected to cruelty. And if people who borrow money in difficulty, then you give him time to repay until he reach the time when he no longer in difficulty to pay you. But if you just let him free or give it out to him in half, it's better for you. If you know this is the practice of resolving the money borrowed from you. So when the person face real difficulty and you say, don't worry, you don't have to pay me. It's all halal for you. That is a better thing to do. And be fearful in the day when you will return to Allah, and everyone will be pay back what he had done. In a proper, fair way, in accordance what he had done, and they will be not subjected to cruelty, meaning that the good deed you had done in this world, the good deed benefit, you will see the benefit when we will be returned to our Creator. So that is the last sentence on this page. It's clear. What is striking here is dissolving the money that people borrowed who had faced difficulty. That is actually a good thing and will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the good deed of helping people in difficulty. So that complete my reading to you of the Quran. So now let me read Gospel of Barnabas. Okay, get it from the printed copy. So the last chapter I read was chapter 47. It's about the miracle of Jesus raising the dead people to life or reviving the only son that the woman had. So now I should be reading chapter 48. Will be continuation in the next page. So let me look for the next page as well. Ready? So this is not the page, this is page. I have to look that page. Oh. Okay. So now I have these 2 pages to read from chapter 48. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. At that time, the army of the Roman was in Judea, our country being subject to them for the sins of our forefathers. Now it was the custom of the Roman to call God and to worship Him that did any new thing of benefit to the common people. And some of these soldiers, finding themselves in need, they rebuke now one, now another, saying, one of your God had visited you, and you make no account of it. Assuredly, if our God should visit us, we would give them all that we have. And you see how much we fear our gods, since their images we give the best of all we have. Satan did so instigate this manner of speaking, that he aroused no small sedition among the people of Nain. But Jesus did not tarry in Nain, but to go into Capernaum. The discord of Nain. But Jesus did not tarry in Nain, but turned to go into Capernaum. The discord of Nain was such that some said, "He is our God who has visited us." Others said, "God is invisible, so none had seen him, not even Moses the servant. Therefore it is not God, but rather his Son." Others said, "He is not God, nor Son of God, for God has nobody to beget anything, but he is great prophet of God." So did Satan instigate that in the third year the prophetic ministry of Jesus, great ruin to our people who like to arise their form. So Jesus would not like to stay in Nain for long. Only a short while, then he moved out from there, because people in Nain think very, very funny with regard to God. Some even said that Jesus was their God. Other people argue, no, he is Son of God. So this is something would upset Jesus. But some said, no, he's not God, he's not even Son of God, and God has not a body to beget anything, but he's great prophet of God. So some people in Nain think correctly, some people has just gone astray, and Satan was there to instigate people to think or to deviate people to think that Jesus was Son of God. Jesus went into Capernaum. There found the citizens, when they knew him, assembled together all the sick folk they had, and placed them in front of the porch of the house where Jesus was lodging with his disciples. And having called Jesus forth, they besought him for the health of them. Then Jesus laid his hand upon each of them, saying, "God of Israel, by your holy name, give health to the sick people." Therefore each one was healed. On the Sabbath, Jesus entered into synagogue, and all the people ran there together to hear him speak. So people knew, and Jesus was known, so every sick people were there gathered already in front of the lodging house where Jesus stayed with his disciples. So, miracle of Jesus, the life of God the Almighty, heal the sick people, revive the dead, but was also subject to Satan's instigate the people to think that some people think he's their God. Some people think he was Son of God. That was happening in Nain, but was not mentioned. That thing happened in Capernaum. And that ends my reading the Gospel this morning. So with that, I'll leave you. Thank you very much for listening.